Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for May 9th. May 9th is the 129th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 130th in leap years, with 236 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is cacography. Does it remind you a little bit of the word cacophony? Cacography is a noun that may mean bad spelling or bad handwriting. Cacography is a word we don't see much of these days as a word, although we see plenty of it as a phenomenon. For example, doctors have been the object of jokes about their cacography. Assembled from Greek word parts, when the word cacography was first seen in the 1500s, it meant more along the lines of a bad system of spelling rather than simply incorrect spelling. Cacography. You just never know what we're going to come up with for word of the day. For my viewer who asked for the word kerfuffle, I did find that we had talked about that fairly recently, more recently than I remembered, so I snipped that passage out and added it to the There's a Word for That playlist. Remember, if you have a word you'd like to see in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. This is the birthday of music man Larry Cansler, born May 9th, 1940 in Dallas, Texas. Known as a composer, arranger, conductor, and musical director, I believe his instrument of choice is the piano. We've seen his name come up when we've talked about other singers, songwriters, and musicians. For example, he's collaborated with Kenny Rogers, Lionel Richie, Roger Miller, the Smothers Brothers, Michael Martin Murphey, Mason Williams, the Jackson 5, and a good many others. And he's written music for movies, television shows, musical variety shows, and hundreds of national TV and radio commercials. And he's conducted symphony orchestras and produced albums of his own instrumental music. Larry Cansler turns 84 in 2024. Larry Cansler. Now, Nazi Germany's unconditional surrender came into effect on May 8, 1945 at 11:01 p.m., marking the official end of what has come to be known as World War II. Due to differences in time zones around the world, it was already the 9th of May in Moscow, Russia, so the European countries that recognize and celebrate this as Victory Day, or VE Day, which stands for Victory in Europe, they do this on May 8th, and the former Soviet republics celebrate May 9th as Victory Day. The surrender took place in 1945, and celebrations have been taking place in one way or another since then. When the Communist Soviet Union disbanded in 1991, 15 post-Soviet countries were formed, and I believe all of them celebrate Victory Day on May 9th. Someone can let me know in the comments if I have that wrong. For some of those countries, May 9th is a day off work holiday. I get the sense that for countries that celebrate May 9th as a holiday, that it's something akin to the way Americans celebrate the 4th of July, a great patriotic feeling, a real fireworks and parades type of holiday. Happy Victory Day to those who celebrate it. Now, last year we talked about the word ameliorate, Hernando de Alarcon and the exploration of the West Coast, a man named Adam Opal, and No Sugar Tonight, New Mother Nature by the Guess Who, and I'll leave a link in the description if you haven't seen it yet. Today's song is Grassland, Prairies by Larry Cansler. We mentioned him up there in the birthdays, and we talked about the song Wildfire by Michael Martin Murphey just a couple months ago. Larry Cansler was part of that process. Today's song, Grassland Prairies, is a piano piece as part of Mr. Cansler's Indian Paintbrush album, a flowing and peaceful bit of music, the sort of music you might enjoy hearing in the lobby of, say, the Otesaga Hotel as people attend a formal occasion. Lovely work. Poet William Congreve said way back in the 1600s, music hath charms to soothe the savage beast, to soften rocks or bend the knotted oak. And this could certainly be said of the music of Larry Cansler. Grassland Prairies by Larry Cansler. link in the description. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.